Hello, good morning, and welcome to Joy News Interactive. Welcome, and I bring you the most exciting interactive 30 minutes of your viewing pleasure. We're also on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. You can also hit us up on YouTube. We're My Joy Online TV. I'm Peter Sibili. Thank you so much for your company. Now, the political movement, Economic Fighters League, has launched a campaign dubbed #Hands Off Dumulavo to protest the intimidation of the Auditor General Daniel Dumulavo by IOCO. Now, Mr. Dumulavo has been under investigation by the Economic and Organized Crimes Office, IOCO, over what they call alleged procurement breaches. Even though it was announced that a private citizen filed a petition against the Auditor General, the citizen has not been named. It has been suggested that the investigation amounts to persecution of the Auditor General for his bold moves against corrupt public officials. Since assuming office, he has not only uncovered massive financial irregularities in the public sector, but gone ahead to surcharge individuals and organizations and recorded over 60 million Ghana cedis so far. Joining me via Skype is Yakubu Hadi, who's a fighter of the Economic Fighters League. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Yakubu. Now, tell us more about this campaign, #Hands Off Dumulavo.
Yeah, let me say good morning to your viewers. So basically what we are about is that we have observed that certain actions are being taken that suggest that the Auditor General is being targeted for intimidation. We launched this campaign about a week ago, trying to draw public attention to the sort of intimidation that IOCO is launching against the Auditor General, and to lend our support to the Auditor General for the kind of work that he is doing for the people of Ghana. And let me just briefly say the kind of work that we are referring to.
Yeah.
In 2018, the Auditor General uncovered irregularities to the tune of 5.1 billion Ghana cedis. And a lot of these irregularities were either tax irregularities, cash irregularities, or contract irregularities. And he didn't only do that, he went back up to even 2014 to look at some of the audit reports that had been done and how he could follow up to recover some of the monies that were misused and misappropriated. And he did that, surcharging more than 100 individuals and recovering over 60 million Ghana cedis. And we feel that this is an Auditor General who is not merely a report-producing Auditor General. We've all seen how previous Auditors General have been doing their work. They will produce audit reports, hand it over to Parliament, and we will see the cameras in Parliament on the Public Accounts Committee. But at the end of the day, nothing really happens. This particular Auditor General has taken the work a step ahead, particularly since the court ruled in Occupy Ghana versus the Attorney General. And we feel that the kind of work that he's doing is the kind of work that is required of public servants. And when we see genuine public servants trying to do good work for this country, it is important that the people of this country lend the kind of support that we are calling on them to lend. And if any other organization is trying to gag that kind of public service, it is our duty to come publicly and declare our support for that kind of public service, because it is in our interest to do so.
All right, now tell me, as the Economic Fighters League, what is your action plan and what do you seek to achieve with this campaign?
Well, first of all, we want to send message to all those who seek to intimidate the Auditor General that the Auditor General is working for the people of Ghana. And if he has done something wrong, nobody is saying he's above the law. He has to it has to be investigated and follow the due process. But the kind of work that IOCO is doing is not a legitimate investigation, and we think that it is calculated to intimidate the Auditor General. So we intend to mobilize public support through the hashtag hands off domain level, and once that public support is mobilized, it is intended to send a strong message to all the powers that be that the people are no longer prepared to sit down and allow people who work for them to be intimidated and brought down, because it is in our interest to make sure that people who work genuinely for us are protected from the vampire.
All right, thank you so much. That is Yakubu Hadi, and he is with the Economic Fighters League. You can join the hashtag. It's hashtag hands off Dumulavo if you believe in what the Economic Fighters League is fighting for. Now let's talk about diet. At the beginning of the year, you said you will lose weight, you will get a flat stomach, you will wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and jog, you will eat healthily. We're in November, auntie and uncle, and here you are paying your gym membership for your ghost, eating like there is no tomorrow, and you have added another 8 kilograms. Auntie, you are doing keto, you are starving yourself, you are doing intermittent fasting. Hey, body goals, you know go do them again or what? Let's talk about intermittent fasting. What is it and what are the benefits? Joining me via phone is a registered dietitian, Frank Ayumadu. Good morning, Frank. Hi, Frank, can you hear me?
Yeah, fine. Hello.
Hi. All right. Now let's talk about intermittent fasting. A lot of people have been doing this because they think that it's the easiest way to go about losing a couple of kilos. But what is intermittent fasting?
So, typically intermittent fasting, what it really means is that it's in twofold. There's a point where somebody wants to go off meal for a particular period of time. Another point where that same person is taking another meal. So it runs between you fasting and not fasting during a period of time. The maximum hours that permissible hours for intermittent fasting is about 48 hours. Now there are other forms of intermittent fasting. There's one called alternative day fasting. This is when somebody decides to go through 5 days with food.
Okay.
And the consecutive 2 days without meal. There's another form which just came through scientific findings, which is also called alternative day modified fasting. And this type of intermittent fasting, someone decides to take either a breakfast or a typical any of the 3 traditional meals. So such a person will going to take breakfast and skip the other 2 meals, or take lunch and skip either breakfast or lunch, with respect to calculated calorie intake with the meal that the person is taking.
All right.
So basically, that is intermittent fasting.
Okay, now with intermittent fasting, is it beneficial? Because it seems like some people will fast for a couple of hours, but then after the fast, they'll eat a full meal. So is it beneficial?
Now, in as much as there are good scientific backing with respect to the advantages that intermittent fasting presents, it has to be regulated. Regulation here means that when somebody goes through fasting for a period of time, the adverse of this is increased appetite. Now, supposing I skip breakfast and I'm doing my lunch, since I've gone through a period of time without meals, my control centers under the regulation of the brain is triggered to be more sensitive to the meal. Basically, our appetite. So our appetite goes high. Now, when you get a meal, suppose that you might think, oh, you are so hungry in such a way that you are able to consume all the meal. But the body is planned towards getting adequate calories from what you take. So supposing you are taking 100% meal or 100% calories, but your body needs about 20%.
Yeah.
Once you go through a period of fasting, intermittent, your body takes the 20% from the total calories, and the 80 is rather stored as fat. So eventually, you end up building fat in your body, and the result is weight gain. Now, regulation here means that if you are doing intermittent fasting, you have to have your diet really calculated by a registered diet, so that at the end of the day, you know periods that you are supposed to fast and periods that you are supposed to go for your caloric meal. Basically.
All right, now let's move away from intermittent fasting and talk about keto. You see it on Facebook, you see it on Instagram, all over these social media platforms that, oh, I'm doing keto, I'm doing keto. But what exactly is keto? Because there are some doctors who are warning against keto, but not a lot of people understand what keto is. So can you give us a brief idea of what keto is?
Okay, so generally the idea behind ketogenic diet was a therapeutic diet for kids in a clinic. Now, it is really controlled or it's really regulated in such a way that it was given to such children or such kids in light to correct epileptic shock, what we call seizures. So research was saying that once you are being placed on ketogenic diet for a while, the result of ketogenic diet is the build-up of what we call ketone bodies in our blood. And laboratory data says that if there are a lot of ketone bodies in the blood, it's able to control the rate at which such children experience epileptic shock.
Yeah.
So that was the idea behind ketogenic diet. Now let's come to how people have really adopted this lifestyle. People feel when they go on a ketogenic diet, they're able to lose 1 or 2 kilos throughout their entire therapy or regimen. But the result is harmful rather than bringing gain. And no one can really go on a ketogenic diet throughout such a person's lifetime. So ideally, they are preaching the news about ketogenic diet. You can really lose weight. You can lose about 6 kg throughout the week. But the question is, are you able to maintain that weight gain over a long period of time?
Okay. Now, December is coming. A lot of people are doing intermittent fasting. They're on keto because they're trying to get into a certain dress. They're trying to fit certain jeans or drop down a few kilos. Apart from exercise, which is something a lot of people can't do because of work schedule or because of time, can you give us some healthy eating tips?
The science behind weight loss is generally what you are taking in is supposed to be expended or is supposed to be used. You don't end up taking high caloric meals and remain sedentary or without using the energy input. So if you really want to lose weight, just have an idea of how much you are taking in at the end of the day and how much your body is able to expend in addition to physical activity. So what dietitians do is that we sit down with our clients and we have their thorough dietary history and we do modifications towards what they are taking. So we know that at the end of the day, they are expending how much calories from what they are taking. So ideally, don't just try to lose weight on your own. Seek the support of a registered dietitian or someone who is able to help control your weight, other than following fat diets around the internet.
Yeah.
Which at the end of the day won't really give you the required results.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I really learned a lot about eating healthy, keto diet, and intermittent fasting. On that note, I'm going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with more. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Joy News Interactive with myself and Peter Sibidi. If you missed our conversation on the campaign hashtag Hands Off Dominavore and our other conversation on intermittent fasting and keto, you can go to our Facebook page, Joy News, Joy News on TV, and also on YouTube, where my Joy Online TV. Now, he has been described as Ghana's dancing teacher. This young man with less than a year of teaching experience is making waves, breaking conventional teaching and learning norms by bringing music and arts to the classroom. My colleague Justice Brady caught up with Percy Saki in the eastern region town of Obo and now reports.
Let's go! Dance! Once! Dance!
Inside the Obo Presby School on the Kwahu Hills, Percy Saki is leading his class 2 pupils for a maths lesson. Percy is not your everyday kind of a class 2 teacher. He is teaching them how to pronounce numbers. They are not just looking and saying.
When I came here, I saw that the truancy was very high. Then aside from that, the teacher people's relationship too was very low. So what am I going to do to build up this case, the teacher people's relationship? What am I going to do to build up their self-confidence, their self-capability, self-esteem?
October, November, December. Oh,
He has become an internet sensation and now has started a foundation so other children can learn. The children in Percy's class say that unlike those who came before them, they now want to stay in school and learn, in part because of Sir Percy's fun way of teaching.
The first now Sir Percy must school, new school man, you didn't know and Coffee must school, she said Percy ban Coffee Blabber school. It's a man,
Minty baby, I see a match then say, Pacho women see I see into a batch them, I say, and I'm manager one and also actually my
During weddings, funerals, naming ceremony, we use entertainment, which is which means the entertainment is part of us. So even bringing it to the classroom is not a bad thing to do.
Percy wants to travel the world and get more teachers to learn that pupils can know better when they are taught in a fun way that is not only engaging but exciting too. Justice Bedu, Joy News, Obo.
All right, now let's talk to educationist Sefam Lord Mensah. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, now there's been a lot of talk about this method of teaching, right? Is this a right way to teach?
The question whether it's the right way to teach or not is for me, he's using a certain teaching method, but we need to find out why is he using that method.
Okay.
I listened to one of his interviews and he came up saying that truancy was high, teacher-student relationship was low, self-confidence of the student was low. So he being an arts person or a creative person thought of it that he should introduce some sort of entertainment into the way he does things for the student to come to school. So yes, if it's for these reasons that he's using it, then it's all right. But for us to attain the objectives of teaching, mind you, children have different levels of learning.
Yeah.
And some learn through music, others learn through other means. So just each alone, then you would be leaving some of the students out of the teaching and learning experience. So if you use the music or the art for an intro or as an icebreaker, it's acceptable. But for that being the only method to use to teach children, then we should ask questions.
All right, now how
Are
does
we
this...
just looking at the attendance, or we are also looking at quality?
All
so
right.
we need to engage, we need to investigate to find out at which level is he using it.
All right, talking about quality, how does this affect teaching and learning?
So when I listen to him again, you notice that yes, attendance has increased because he said sometimes getting to 12, most of the children or majority of the children will leave the class to go to the farm.
Yeah.
Meaning maybe lesson was boring. And children at that age want activity-oriented teaching. So you could introduce the music or the dancing in the middle, or you can use it to introduce the lesson and continue with your teaching. If you're only teaching to entertain Are the children grasping the mind aspect, that is the knowledge aspects of the teaching? Are they also getting the psychomotor or the activity base? Are they also getting attitudinal change, positive attitudinal change? Because education is a holistic way of teaching the children. If you can attain all these with the music, then fine, but you can't limit your teaching only on the dancing aspect. You would definitely eliminate some of the children from benefiting from the experience. So we have to engage, we have to investigate and know how best we can use the dancing as an intro or as an icebreaker. Then other methods of teaching should also follow suit.
All right. Thank you so much, and that's educationist Sefam Lord Mentor telling us about the dancing teacher and if we should emulate those kind of teaching methods for the rest of the country. And that's how we end Joy News Interactive here on the Joy News channel, on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. On Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, we're Joy News on TV, YouTube, we're my Joy Online TV, and I am a Pizza CBD. Enjoy the rest of your day.